Hello everybody and welcome to the Outsiders Insight. We call ourselves the Outsiders Looking In because, well, quite frankly, you know what? I fucked that up already.
Yeah. No,
I missed
pretty good.
I missed the whole part there about what we are.
I thought you had this written down somewhere, Ollie.
No. It's up here.
Yeah.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Outsiders Insight. We are a fan-supported and fan-integrated podcast devoted to the world of professional wrestling. We call ourselves the Outsiders Looking In because, well, quite frankly, we have zero internal connection to the world of professional wrestling whatsoever, yet we feel like we still want to give you our thoughts because, to be honest, we just have a lot of things that we want to be heard by the masses, the people, the internet, the IWC, as I'm sure many wrestling fans do, which is why we are not only a fan-supported podcast, but we are a fan-integrated podcast. So feel free to send all of your thoughts, your ideas, and your own personal insights to us on our Twitter account, which is at the OI Podcast, or our Facebook, which is quite simply the Outsiders Insight. So I think at this point I should introduce myself. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the demigod of dropkicks, the shaman of smartassery, the Buddhist monk of back bumps. I am the greatest thing to happen to women since the invention of the vibrating sex toy. That's right, I went there. My name is Ollie, and joining me on the podcast today, my co-host, he is the man with his own personal collection of 42, that's right, 42 professional wrestlers' semen samples acquired by what I can only assume were pretty shady means. He is our resident CM Punk fanboy, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Mighty Piper. How are you, Mighty?
Good, mate. How are you? How's it doing?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good after I finally got that intro out of my system.
Hey, it only took one take.
Yeah, one take. I've been holding on to that for a while. So this...
to update you on the semen samples, I've got 43 now.
43?
43.
Oh, who's the newest addition?
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar
decided to nut in a jar for me. It was quite lovely of him.
Yeah. How much did you pay Sable for that one?
Oh, mate. Actually, his representative, Paul Heyman.
Oh.
I mean, I had Paul. He was one of the first ones.
Yeah.
So he was with the whole semen sample collection. I mean, it's more lucrative than wrestling belts, it seems.
Yeah, seems to be. I mean, those replica belts are just fucking ridiculously priced.
Oh yes.
I'm still trying to get my hands on the NXT title, but it's the shipping cost it's what kills it.
Yeah. So I'm sure you could ask Finn about it.
Yeah, because
he might give you a match.
Yeah, I know him on a personal level.
Yep, I'm sure you do.
He's blocked me on Twitter now.
Has he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Yeah, well, just some things I said about his undercarriage that I figured he took offence to, so he sent me a block.
Undercarriage?
Yeah, his block and tackle.
Were you insulting his trains?
Yeah. It's just
honestly, the guy collects Lego trains. You can't diss his undercarriages.
Well, it just happens.
No, I guess so.
All right, so the point of this podcast today is just to basically give you an introduction to myself and Mighty. We do have a few other co-hosts on the podcast, but we've managed to get together today, so yeah, we're just going to give you an introduction to ourselves. It's
only been a fortnight in lieu. I mean,
we've been trying to get together for a while, but
hey man, can you hang out? No. Hey man, can you hang out? No. It's been a fortnight, yes.
Yeah,
so we apologise for that.
We apologise, but we do have vaginas to worry about, so...
Indubitably.
Here we are, finally together. We're going to tell you basically when and why we started watching wrestling, what we really liked about it, what was the hook that really sucked us in and went, wow, this is something good that I want to devote time to. I want to watch this. I want to give up my afternoons or my nights, depending on where you are, and actually watch this show because, for all intents and purposes, that's what it is. It's a television show. We're just going to tell you who we really like in professional wrestling, whether it be behind the scenes, a performer, a manager, just who we like on the scene, who we think has a lot of potential in the industry to be a main eventer or to just go the distance and do good work in the industry. So I think, if you want, I'll kick it off.
Yeah, go for it, man.
A lot of people are going to get annoyed by this, or maybe laugh at me, I guess. But I started watching wrestling in 2004. So it was right around the time, post WrestleMania 20. And I was just completely sucked in by John Cena. That's why Mitey's just laughing under his breath.
Boy Scout.
Yeah, the Boy Scout, Johnny Super Cena. That's what hooked me. You know, he's.
I've got to say, back then he was still the doctor of thugonomics. I mean, his angle was dark, and his stable was heel. So it was definitely a great thing for him. But he went PG, and I think that ruined it for me. But you know, this is your story. Anyway, sorry.
You're right. No, that's what it was for me. It was just this guy who was just, you know, talking trash and kicking people's asses, and I thought, well, this guy's, you know, he's pretty cool. I mean, I was into the whole rap music scene as well at the time, so he was just like, yeah, the do. He was just the, oh, you know, the angels in the sky moment for me. I was like, okay. And the whole feud that he had with JBL leading up to the WWE title. Oh my God, you couldn't get me away from it.
Oh man, testing his 10-gallon hat to see if it fit 10 gallons of water?
Yeah.
Yep.
Believe it or not, I actually went out of my way and purchased with my own money the You Can't See Me album.
Oh God.
Yeah, I bought it. I'm pretty sure I've still got it somewhere. I don't listen to it, but
I gave that as a gag gift over Christmas to someone who didn't appreciate it. You're welcome, Andrew.
No, don't get me wrong here. I'm not trying to go out of the way and say I'm a Cena fanboy and I think he's awesome. I'm just saying at the time, I thought he was great, and that's what sucked me into the product. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And from there, it was, yeah, I had phases where I went on and off. I pretty much watched wrestling religiously from sort of 2004 to about 2009 after the Age of Orton ended. And then I took a break for a little while. And then I came back when CM Punk started taking relevance.
2011.
Yeah.
2010.
So I took about a 2-year break, and you know, I had other things that were more important in my life. But yeah, that's when I came back to it and really started enjoying it again. And I am officially sucked back in since 2011. All right, so Mitey, what started you off? What drew you in? When was it? You know, what was the hook?
I guess it was the ex-girlfriend's fault. Dating in high school, she and her family were very big on WWE product, and at the time there wasn't much headway in anything else, and there wasn't a great deal out there that we were that we could see out where we are. So she introduced me to the WWE one afternoon on Foxtel, and it was a Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy versus Edge and Christian, I think, match. And
what year was this?
2000-ish.
2000-ish, right?
Yeah, 2000-ish.
Okay, so it was right around that sort of major
it was
tag
about,
team
yeah,
push.
it was about that time that Jeff Hardy decided, oh, I'm having a singles career. See you later, Matt.
Yeah.
So, you know, just as I got hooked, there was that climactic breakup between the Hardy Boys, and Jeff went on to a singles career, which was quite lucrative for him.
For a little while.
Yeah, for a little while.
Until, you know, he discovered what cocaine was.
Yeah, having so many priors that the police wanted to put him in jail, so he needed an I Quit match.
Yeah.
Loser leaves SmackDown versus CM Punk. But yeah, as Ollie stated, CM Punk is still my favourite wrestler. Being that he's not a wrestler anymore is kind of sad, but I look forward to his UFC work.
Yeah, I think when he left and there was all that bullshit going on, and then he came out and he's hit everyone with I've signed with UFC, and I sort of took a step back and went, well, hang on, what? And then I thought about it and I went, no, actually, you know what? Because I remember people talking about how he was, you know, really, really into jiu-jitsu and all that sort of stuff. And I went, oh, okay, well, he might have something here. So yeah, I've been following that, and I can't wait to see him debut in the UFC. I think it's going to be great.
I mean, the one thing for Punk that I think everybody can recognise is he always wanted to main event WrestleMania. So that was the biggest thing on CM Punk's list. And going into that 2011 match, he dropped the title to The Rock, and The Rock went on to...
No, hang on a second, you got your dates mixed up. The Royal
I do too.
The Royal Rumble with The Rock was 2012.
Was it?
Yeah, I think. It was 2012, and then he went...
Yeah, because 2011 was Money in the Bank.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so he went on to...
was it 2013?
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No,
Tim.
no, because 2013, the Rumble, and then it was
Cena Rock Once in a Lifetime version 2.
yeah. So it was 2013.
Yeah. So
okay, so we've got it set now. We've got it set. It was 2013 Royal Rumble. He drops the title to The Rock. Continue.
Yes, he dropped the title to Rock, and then suddenly he's put on this status of, okay, I'm just going to keep wrestling part-timers. So he went up against The Undertaker, and the backstage story was that he was supposed to flog the Taker, and win the match, be the first person to ever do it. And Punk was like, hell no, I can't break Taker's streak. It just, no, it was a no-go for him. So wrestled Taker, lost. SummerSlam starts a feud with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
Match of the year.
The best versus the beast. I remember
Yes.
that. That was a big thing for me.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
really
I
into
watched
it.
that match and it was just, oh, wow. Two Paul Heyman guys in the ring against each other, beating the snot out of each other. It was brilliant. Lost to Brock, another part-timer. And, so it was very much, his disintegration in WWE was, wrestling part-timers. I mean, Batista won the Royal Rumble the year after.
Yeah.
Got booed out of the stadium. Batista. He'd achieved all he could. I mean, he was the best modern day champion of 434 days, but only wrestled 9 main events in all that time. You know,
speaks volumes.
It does
to the upper echelon of the WWE creative, I guess.
But if you have a look back, when Triple H had a title, main evented every single pay-per-view, or came close to it. CM Punk, not so much.
Yeah.
You know, so he definitely wasn't used properly. His first title defense never happened. He won the Money in the Bank briefcase, went on to take the title from Edge. And that year, Orton ends up punting him in the skull, and he can't compete.
Yeah, and he wasn't injured at all. That was just WWE writing him off TV.
Yeah, storyline. Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho needed the title for their match.
Yeah, that's right. Well, as you can see, this is why we call him our CM Punk fanboy.
Yes, it happens.
Gone off track a bit there on a bit of a rant, but that's fine. we all enjoy stories about CM Punk.
Well, I guess what got me enjoying wrestling was the no holds barred, which isn't as great these days. I mean, if you look at what got me hooked, it was stipulation matches.
They're sort of gimmick matches.
Gimmick matches, yeah. The Inferno match, Hell in a Cell. What else?
Yeah, I mean,
the Elimination Chamber was a big thing.
Oh, yeah, that was a big one for me.
And especially when ECW had the Elimination Chamber with weapons.
Yeah.
That was a big thing. I mean, each superstar was in a pod with a weapon, and that was just...
Yeah, that was a bit Vince Russo-esque there. We were thinking about, triple cages with weapons or something like that.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I mean... right at the peak of ECW, they did that, and I don't think anything was the same after that.
But no, that's true. I mean, for younger fans, definitely that was a big thing. All the gimmick matches and all the high color matches and things like that. It really got a hold of a lot of younger fans. And then, as you grow up and you get older and you get more in tune with the product, and as we came into what people call now, the PG era, or even post that into the, what do they call it now, the reality era or something like that, where kayfabe is broken.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I think now people really watch wrestling for what's happening behind the scenes. Ever since 2011, where CM Punk broke the fourth wall, hey Colt Cabana, how you doing? I think that's really
Hope Colt's listening.
If Colt's listening, guys, we're available. We can do interviews.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Hey, speak for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Did you not hear my intro?
Yeah. I know.
Art of Wrestling. Give me a call. I'll be there in a
something
second.
about semen samples. Colt, I'll have yours as well. No worries.
Right, no, I think that's a big thing, and especially for me, I figure, I wrote an article about this on our website, just the fascination with WWE creative, or just professional wrestling creative for that matter. I think that a lot of people are watching the product just to see how, they can write a story or push the wrong guy just to annoy us. I think that we watch it.
We've been looking at it the last two Royal Rumbles. I mean, you had Batista win the 2015 and get booed out of the stadium, and then Roman Reigns win the 2015, sorry.
Batista had the 14, Reigns had the 15.
Yep. We will never get our dates right, but, these things happen. But yeah, you're looking at it and going, wow, these are the people that creative want to push, and the fans are just like, hell no.
But I think that's just...
We've started to realise that we have a push within... We have a voice within what creative are trying to push to us. And if you have a look at what they're doing with Reigns at the moment, not many people are taking hold of that and running with it.
I don't want to try and dive too deep into Reigns, because that's a whole nother podcast for another day. But
I'm sorry, did you say Reigns? Say Reigns.
Reigns.
Boo. Sorry. Had to happen.
No, I don't think we'll get into that too hard, because that we could devote, a whole series of episodes to that. But I think it's just a generational thing where we just tend to reject things that are forced upon us, where someone says, okay, this is what you're going to do, or this is what you're going to have. We just have that impulse in us to say, well, hang on a second, I don't want it. Just because you're telling me that I want it, I don't want it. But yeah, I think that's a whole nother thing that we need to talk about.
It's very, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the artist. We're never going to get anything right.
We're not going to get it. Oh, I know the song.
Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah. Killing in the Name?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Killing in the Name. It's very much, fuck you, we won't do what you tell me. We won't like these people that you're trying to stuff down our throats. Maybe it worked in the 90s. Maybe it worked in the 2000s. But I think we're way too clever and way too focused on wrestlers that aren't getting the push. Cesaro, give him a push. Ambrose, why did he lose at Mania? Give him a push.
Yeah, it's just all these people that are to quote the IWC, internet darlings. It just seems like they're the people we like. We're telling you that we like them, but you just, well, I get that you like them, guys, but here's what we think.
Yeah.
And well, we write the product, we own the product, so tough titties.
It's very much that way, unfortunately.
Okay, so we've established that you are the biggest CM Punk fanboy that I know for sure.
Yeah. That's how many people do you know? About what?
Oh
10?
well, I know how many are on the podcast. 4. So I know 4? About 5, maybe 6 people.
Yeah. I guess I can take the name of the biggest CM Punk fanboy.
Yeah.
With numbers that low. Come on, guys, tell your friends.
Yeah, so we've established that you're a CM Punk fanboy, but who is your favourite wrestler that is active at the moment? I say this, just keep in mind, guys, that we do focus heavily on the WWE product here at the Outsider's Insight, but, I'm delving very slowly and gingerly into New Japan Pro Wrestling.
And I'm looking into Impact.
Impact? You're getting into TNA?
Yeah, Drew Galloway.
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy.
Oh, please, I don't even want to start on Drew Galloway, because I will have a heart attack about how much I love this dude. But Ring of Honor is another one that I'm trying to get into, because I really like how it's pure wrestling, and yeah, they might have a few crazy stories here, but in essence, it's believable. And I really like that about Ring of Honor. So
one of the big things, I guess, for all of us is, and I'm speaking for everyone here, is limitless resource to what WWE are doing. Recently I tried to find TNA and Impact, and there was not much aside from the mentions that Netflix might be picking up.
Yeah,
Impact,
I've heard about that. But
which would be great,
because they're still in talks about a sale and TV deals and all that sort of stuff. Sorry, in case nobody has noticed yet by our insanely strong accents. We are from Australia, mate.
Yes.
From out west in Sydney, to be exact. We're sitting outside of a Harry's Cafe de Wheels in my car, which we're using as a temporary studio because we're still working on equipment and that sort of gear. But
he drives a Ford. I mean, I can give him a few props for being a wrestling fan, but a Ford, really?
We're still
really. Really?
I'm going to murder you in a second. We're still working on getting everything up and running, but we wanted to put something to tape and get something online for you to listen to just to get an idea of what we're about. Back to my point.
You had one?
I did have one.
I apologise for that.
I did have a point. The point that I was trying to make was that at the moment we're focused on WWE and their product because it is a major standout for the casual wrestling fan and even hardcore wrestling fans.
That's right.
It's just the biggest product out there in the moment, so that's what we're focusing on.
And you can't mention WWE without giving a mad prop towards NXT.
No, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
That is without a doubt the best developmental system that we've seen in many years.
Yeah, well, it has to be with the money they've put into it.
Yeah.
So, my question was, who is your favourite wrestler currently that's contributing to the product? Not necessarily a wrestler. Who's just your favourite personality that's contributing to the product? In any division, in any what's the word I'm looking for? Brand in any brand, in any division, in any form. Who's your favourite performer currently?
Okay, favourite performer. I'd have to. There's a few, but the markups and the ones that really push the envelope right at the moment, I think, is Sami Zayn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He wrestled NXT TakeOver Dallas against
Shinsuke Nakamura. Oh my God, guys!
Match of the year.
Match of the year. T-shirts on the way. Fight forever. Get onto our Twitter at the OI Podcast for sale soon.
Yes, indeed. I think he's done amazing things in NXT, and I look forward to seeing him on the main roster. Unfortunately, he got a shaky start against Cena. Managed to damage his arm.
Yeah, he was rattled with injuries for a little while there too, yeah.
We weren't sure if he was coming back. It was almost a Daniel Bryan story.
Yeah.
But he looks to have recovered quite gracefully. We saw him at Dallas, and then we saw him in the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial.
Sami Zayn, he wasn't in the Memorial. He was in the ladder match at Mania.
Yeah, he was too. My apologies. See, we never get anything right. But, it's the same.
That dive through the ladder, by the way. Oh, yes. My God.
He suicide dived onto the opponents and then did a dive through onto Owens.
Yeah, no, he did the dive, the tope through the ladder, and then took everyone out and then ran around the corner and did the diving tornado DDT through the ropes onto Kevin Owens. It wasn't the best one that I'd seen, but it was still pretty good.
It was a great example of where he came from, and no one can forget those matches against Cesaro on NXT.
Oh, brilliant. But can I just say, did your heart stop for a second there when his ankles clipped the ladder?
Yes.
Oh, I thought he was going to die for a second.
Yeah, I thought after that match, I thought KO was KO'd.
Yeah.
He didn't
dropped
move.
his head on that ladder.
He did not move, and I was so worried about him.
But you know who was the other one? Big E.
Yes.
When he came down, I was surprised he was still moving.
Yeah.
I don't know, after that, it was a failed spear. He just sort of fell through the rope there, straight onto his neck.
Oh, that was crazy.
All right, so Sami Zayn for you.
Yep.
I think for me, a big one, I don't think I have to say anything else about it, guys. Seth Rollins.
Oh, yes.
I mean, yeah, I get that he's on the injury list at the moment, but yeah, there's just nothing else you need to say about him. It's just Seth Rollins is just, to me, the best pure performer that certainly WWE, if not the rest of the industry, have on their roster. I mean, not just as a wrestler, but on the mic. Just his mannerisms that he has in the ring. It's just, as a whole, it's just perfect. I think that's all I need to say about that.
He's a fantastic heel. When you mention him to little kids and they go, I hate Seth Rollins, you're going, he's doing the right thing.
Yeah, he's doing his job.
It was funny, though. I was in Best and Less the other week, and they've got WWE advertised at the moment.
Yeah.
With shirts for two injured superstars at the moment. They're big babyface, John Cena.
Oh, Super Cena, yeah.
Oh, and guess what? Their big heel, Seth Rollins. It's like, here guys, we're advertising people that are no longer on our rosters because they're out on injury.
Yeah, buy our t-shirts. Buy our t-shirts and wear these people's faces, and then when you turn on TV, you won't see them because they're not here.
Yeah, but we're expecting them back anytime.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins should be cleared medically soon.
Well, I thought he was going to be back the Raw after Mania. I thought that was going to be his big return.
I thought that was going to be a pop.
I added up the months, and it turned out that the day after WrestleMania added up to be pretty much spot on 6 months. And his injury recovery time was like, 6 to 9 months?
Yep.
And I thought if he busted his ass, he would have made it, but,
it's unfortunate, but we should see him between here and SummerSlam.
Yeah, I think SummerSlam will be the big return for him. I think that'll be the big pay-per-view.
What about Cena?
Cena, look, I think the whole thing where he came back at Mania, I think that was just, because Vince McMahon's just got to be sitting there going, how can we have Mania without Cena?
Yeah.
And I heard that even The Rock wasn't cleared to take a bump. So I guess, bring Cena out there, get a cheap pop, bust out his old rivalry with the Wyatt family and, do something there. And I thought, it was okay. The segment was all right.
They made the Wyatts look so weak, though.
Yeah, anyone who sits there and, says that, it was a good promo with The Rock and Bray Wyatt has absolutely zero right to complain that Bray Wyatt isn't getting a push.
Yeah.
Because if you think that was a good promo, mate, you have no right. Because
but I love the way Bray spoke him up. Like, he said this kid has great things.
The Rock spoke Bray up, you mean?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but I figure that was too much breaking kayfabe for Bray's character.
Yeah, it very much was.
I don't know. All right, so
yeah, they stuffed it.
just, I think we've had a good chat. Just to wrap this up, I've got who on the product at the moment do you think has a lot of potential to not just main event, but to just be a superstar?
Be the man.
Not necessarily be the man, but just be absolutely fantastic.
Oh yes, Ty Dillinger.
The perfect 10.
Perfect 10.
Guys, can I just say that, a lot of people compare themselves to wrestlers and go, oh, if I was a wrestler, I'd be this. But you look at Ty Dillinger's character, that's me.
That's Ollie.
I've fallen in love with this guy recently, and it's blown my mind. But yeah, I think he has great potential too.
He does. Just to see him hold his own and then give it back to Nakamura in a fantastic match. The crowd even started chanting Perfect 11.
Yeah. But I think that was directed at Nakamura.
Oh, absolutely. But, he held his own.
Yeah,
the NXT crowd have been waiting for him to debut on TV. And I don't think they could have chosen a better superstar.
Yeah, I mean, Ty just he brought it not only in the facet of some really great wrestling, but just to entertain the crowd and keep guys going. I think that was a really good. So Ty Dillinger's one. For me, I know that they've been around for a little while now, but they've finally made it to WWE TV. Enzo and Big Cass.
Yes.
When they debuted on Raw, you talk about being in a stadium and in the crowd and you feel the pop, you feel the energy, and talk about the roof blowing off the place.
And you get that fangirl moment.
Yeah, the roof blew off the outside of my anus, and there was mess everywhere. I was that excited. It was just brilliant. And, when he started, the line where...
They're
I got
towards the Dudleys.
I got the gifted gab and the gifted jab. I was just like, you know what, there's no other way to describe it, I am Smack Talker Skywalker, and I got a mic saber for a hater. Put these two guys in the ring. I mean, Big Cass, holy, you talk about a guy 7 foot tall, he's just enormous. And that
can't beat that.
You can't teach that.
No, you can't teach that.
You can't teach it.
All right.
You can't beat it, but you can't teach it.
Yeah.
And that the fact that he's 7 feet tall and really athletic, that's playing to Vince McMahon's ego, that's and when you get a guy that can just fire off a big guy like that, like Enzo, it's just.
I just hope the main roster doesn't swallow them like we've seen with so many superstars.
Yeah,
before.
yeah. But I mean,
you've got Connor and Victor, who came in and just flopped. There's no other word for it.
But you know what? All you need to do is just give these guys a mic for 90 seconds before their match. Just give them 90 seconds and they will get so over with everybody.
Yep. How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
My name is Enzo Amore, and I do a terrible impression.
Yes, that is correct.
I'm just going to leave it at that.
I know, we can edit that part out later, right?
Yeah, we'll cut that out. All right.
And anything about semen.
Anything about semen. No, that's staying. All right,
No.
So just to finish it off, because it's getting really sweaty inside this makeshift studio, favourite performer of all time, what do you got?
What have I got? Triple H.
Triple H.
Triple H. Now, I know...
That's a bit of an out there choice because of all the people. I mean, you wouldn't... I mean, I wouldn't have picked you to knock Triple H, but yeah,
Really?
go ahead.
Yeah, Triple H has been...
Send me your case. What is your case?
Evolution.
Yep.
He came from this, rich boy background, did fantastic things as an independent.
Terrorizing.
Yeah, terrorizing.
He was terrorizing the indies.
That was too good.
Can I just say before
Teamed
you
up
keep
with
going?
Sean.
Before you keep going, I
Yep.
love the way Dolph Ziggler. It was about a year ago when he was going through that whole thing with the Authority, and he put a tweet out on his Twitter and just said, something like, "Triple H, why are you always terrorizing me?" I couldn't stop laughing at that. That was brilliant.
Yeah. But came into the ring with DX, did great things with DX, moved on to a singles career, did great things with Evolution. The guy's the COO for WWE.
Yeah. And for all intents and purposes, he's going to take over WWE when Vince cocks it.
Yeah. Motorhead as his theme entrance. Rest in peace, Lemmy. The guy's done great things, and to know that NXT is his brainchild just speaks volumes for the future. I mean, this is the guy not at the back of the pack like Vince, but at the front, leading the superstars to the objective. And you see a lot of that in the NXT series.
Yeah.
What's it called? Thingy.
Breaking something.
Breaking Ground.
Breaking Ground.
Breaking Ground.
I was about to say Breaking Bad, but if we saw Triple H on Breaking Bad,
oh, that would be hilarious. It would be like him in the third Blade movie.
Oh, yeah. No, we'll forget about that.
Yeah,
but no, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Okay, so for me, mate, cut from the same cloth, Ric Flair.
Flair.
Yeah, I never.
Flair, the mentor.
Yeah, I never really, thought about it too much until the network came out, and then I started watching all this stuff from AWA and Ricky and Steamboat, and especially Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes. That whole thing. I went back and I watched every Flair and Rhodes match that I could find, and it sold me. I just thought this guy is just so unbelievably charismatic and can just make people hate him with such a passion. It was so good. And I mean, when I started watching wrestling, Ric Flair was just this guy he was just this old guy who had weird chest tits, and
hanging out with Batista and making him look really out of proportion.
Yeah, trying to make Batista look good, and it was just I never really got it. But then I went back and started watching all this old stuff with Ric Flair, and I thought it was just brilliant.
16-time.
Yeah, 16-time world champion. Yeah. So I don't think
that's something that no one has achieved.
I mean, eventually they'll probably get Cena to tie it just for shits and gigs, but
I could imagine it would sell a lot of product.
But no, so it's Ric Flair for me. But yeah, so with that, guys, I think we'll leave it, and you guys can tune in next time for our next episode of the Outsiders Inside podcast. I've been Ollie. He has been Mitey. Say goodbye, Mitey.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We also appreciate all the likes, comments, and shares you can give us, all the ratings that you can give us on iTunes. We appreciate all of that because it just puts us out there and gets us more popular so that we realize that you guys, actually like us, and we have motivation to keep recording new stuff and keep posting new stuff. You can check out our Twitter account, which is @the OI Podcast, or our Facebook page, which is quite simply The Outsiders Insight.
The more you guys contribute, the more that we can put together for you guys, and the more content that we can stream towards.
That's right. I was also, just sort of plans for the future. I'm going to introduce you to the other co-hosts we have here at the Outsiders Insight. There's a few people that are contributing to the cause so far, but you'll get to meet them eventually. But yeah, it's just going to be a lot of hard work for us, and the more you show that you're interested, the more we have motivation to put more content together. So we'll leave it at that, guys. Stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.